everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. If you're like me, you've been hooked all week on the presidential election in the United States. What does this now mean for the world? Not just for America, but for all of us. You had an isolationist President Trump. Now you have a globalist president getting back on track with one world government and the agenda, as we've seen recently in Time magazine, of the Great Reset. With he and Harris coming into power and in charge for at least the next 4 years, how does this look for us? What do we expect to happen? But of course, between now and then, there's a lot of uncertainty happening right now in the land of the free. So without further ado, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let's get started to actually understand what we should expect in the coming months and in the next few years as this global governance comes more into power. Okay, politics, they're always going to be one side or the other side. One, you're for your own, one, you're for the world, one, you're pro-life, one, you're not so much pro-life. It depends on how you look at it and what that definition is. Trump had a very targeted way of doing it, where many of the ones of faith seem to have focused. Those who, with a bit more deep thinking and wide context, look more to Biden. The big thing that a lot of people seem to have voted for Biden was the fact of handling of the COVID. Now, there's a lot going on in terms of what I call the plandemic. Yeah, the virus is real, yeah, it's deadly, especially to those targeted vulnerable people, no doubt about that. But how's it going to be politicised? The World Economic Forum, the United Nations, has started launch campaigns of how the world's going to be looking at the next 10 years, the next 10 to 15 years, and a lot of that is down to how we now move forward with COVID, with vaccines, with about the world economy. Have a look at it, check it out. There's a lot of trending happening with this just now. And with Joe Biden in charge of America, he will bring America back into many agreements, perhaps such as the climate change agreements, the Paris Treaty that Donald Trump took them out of, plus many more things. With Joe Biden now in charge to tackle COVID the way he's been speaking about it and comparing that to Donald Trump, who seems to just be going about free no problem, this is where it's going to get more politicised and more tighter in America for sure. Now, I'm having unprecedented reports about certain governments elsewhere, such as Canada, building more prisons, and they're looking to bring into law that if you don't get the vaccine for COVID, you're going to jail basically. I also believe it's happening in Ireland. Ireland? What is Ireland now? It has lost everything that identified traditionally as Ireland. Anyway, back to the main bit. With Joe Biden in charge, the Democratic Party of America will be dealing with their own things and how they spearhead their nation, but that will no doubt be part of what's coming into a more global governance. The global government is not conspiracy theory, not by any manner. It is an evolving reality. If you're having many presidents and other world leaders over the past decades or so speaking about global warming, speaking about global climate change, and they start speaking about global governance, global government, this is something that they see, or how they present it, is actually something good for humanity. They're going to politicise climate change, they're going to politicise more of COVID in terms of how we're getting managed. Check out the World Economic Forum and how it's even getting advertised. They're speaking about the fact that a Great Reset, and I'm just recapping here to the point, the Great Reset is basically all your debt will be wiped off. You won't own anything, no private property, no mortgage, no debt. You will be free from debt, but you will be happy because you don't have that stress of life. You will rent, the government will provide to make the world a better place. Not owning those things just in principle, doesn't it sound something like communism? Global communism. Now, if you watched any prophecy prepper type videos, you know, in terms of the prophecies, global communism was actually highlighted on my last video in the presentation of connecting Fatima and Garabandal. Check the videos out here. But just even up to a few months ago, amidst the pandemic, amidst the chaos of the world, I still didn't know how global communism could come about. Now it's starting to evolve into making sense, thanks to Time magazine's recent published episode regarding the Great Reset. Global communism will be bad because the ideologies that are part of how the world is moving with certain so-called powers or elites are basically going into ideologies and how they want humanity to be, but it's not taking in the principles of the world religions, including my own, which is the Catholic faith. So there's a lot of been going on obviously in the last decades where a lot of poisons getting mixed in society to keep us all divided in a way, and whatever's going to come round about of things happening, in order for us to basically fall in line with this, we have to wait and see what that is. But we've had everyone from Bill Gates to Prince Charles speaking about a great reset, speaking about this world and how we're supposed to live, and they're spearheading with COVID, they're spearheading with climate change, and if you look recently just in all the world leaders congratulating Joe Biden, from Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, to the French President, all the way to Angela Merkel, and then elsewhere, they're all congratulating him, wanting to work together against these main principles. You can see the alliance already coming in. Trump was an obstacle of this global governance for the past 4 years. No one man can block it forever. No one man can take it on entirely, even if he's the head of the American government as president. But at least it slowed things down. And that's why many people of faith were actually praying for him to get in. Many people will probably be saddened at the thought that Joe Biden is now going to be the president because of certain matters that President Trump stood up for, such as the pro-life movement and things like that. But if Joe Biden is coming in to make a fairer society, to make it prosperous in order to take these things away and decrease them, let's see how quick he is to roll over the executive orders against religious freedom. Where do I stand right now? I am not too worried about Joe Biden being president. Why? Because these things must come to pass. We see the stages being set for sure for global governance, which, looking at the definitions of things, is really going to be global communism. So that prophecy will be fulfilled. Every nation will be under communism. Now most nations right now, even including throughout Europe, are becoming more socialist, and it might be the case that's where America heads as well. Socialism is a hairbreadth away from communism. That's a fact, it really is. Every succession of Pope for at least the last dozen popes have always spoken up clearly against socialism, and why, when you get into the depth of what happens once it's in place. It is a step away from communism. That's where we're heading as a world and a society, fulfilling the prophecy. Now certain nations will probably won't want to go that way, and this is where it's probably going to be a great war. This is what will lead to the great warning of Garabandal. But they're already speaking about in the World Economic Forum about how 1 billion people will be displaced because of climate change. Where are they going to go? All these things, I won't get into it now, but all these things are basically pointing to certain prophecies I've already spoken about. And it's not just my own opinion make me out to be a crazy man. This is many people, millions and millions of people, even if they're just focused on Fatima, Garabandal, Akita, Japan, or Medjugorje. Things are happening where tens and hundreds of millions of people at least believe in where we're at through these sources, and many more are starting to wonder what's going on. The next coming months could even see more civil unrest in America due to the legalities over the fraudulent voting that seems to be coming through from President Trump and his administration. Well, this brings civil unrest to America, a civil war to America. I'm sure it was Christina Gallagher, the Irish mystic and alleged visionary, who spoke a good 15 to 20 years ago perhaps. It's probably the last time I actually read any of her stuff. Very doom and gloom. But she did, I'm sure it was her who said, and I am looking into this just now, so stay tuned, hit the subscribe button to be notified of these videos, but I'm sure it was Christina Gallagher who spoke about United Nations will be on American soil to bring back civil calm. In these last 15 to 20 years, nothing like that has been seen really so far until now. And it so happens yet again, in this year of 2020, and this year of the big move in climate change, which then led into the great pandemic, and now the fact that we're in the 40th year of Medjugorje, everyone keeps thinking of next summer as the 40th anniversary. An anniversary seals it, it's done. We're in the 40th year now, so many people know that as a very biblical number of trial and purification, of testing. Look at the year we've had. Don't be welcoming in 2021 to think it's going to be better. We're still bringing in Brexit, we're still bringing in about the world food shortages, we're still speaking in about many other things, and top of all, the future of the global stage now going ahead with Biden in charge of America. 2020 has been the year of the prepper, but I think the 20s are going to be the decade of the prepper. And let me ask you this for the next video. Who do you think the real preppers are going to be? Who is going to be the real ones who have to be preparing for what's to come? Forced vaccinations or fleeing? Forced vaccinations or prison? You want to keep your debt, not take it, be giving it away? Who are the real preppers? Yeah, you can spend millions of pounds getting this big fortress. Yeah, you can spend thousands in all these food stockpiles. Yeah, you can do all these wonderful different things. What happens for those who are preparing because they see the signs of the times and they can see it becoming more silently obvious as they observe the world from afar? They see it happening. I believe I'm one of those people. 2020, for the last 7 or 8 months, I've been working at home because of the pandemic. For the last 7 or 8 months, I haven't done videos. I didn't want to get into hysteria. I didn't want to get into conspiracy theories and take it away with my mind. It's becoming silently obvious more and more how quickly these things are progressing. And everything that's progressing is fulfilling prophecy of what's to come. And that's why I'm not too worried about who's the next president or not. The world stage, the global plan is much bigger than one man or one woman in charge of any nation, including America. So yeah, it's all going to hit the fan first as in the next few years and the decade or so come along the way. What else is to happen in between we don't know, but I have no doubt that's why Our Lady has been praying and begging us to change now. And for me, Medjugorje, if you had to put Medjugorje into one word, preparation. And you can have all the stockpile food you want, you can have all the survival skills you want, this is you preppers I'm speaking to. What good will that do when you're forced to take a vaccine? Yeah, I won't take it, you say. Right, well, you're going to jail. If you have nothing in your heart that's more than these material things, and you're not got your heart or mind set for what's after this life, then most preppers, so-called preppers, ain't going to pass it through. The real preppers are going to be those of faith who have been waiting for these things for many years and who can see it happening to the T, to the letter. No doubt about it. No doubt. It's becoming more silently obvious than ever for me. And with caution, calm observation, it's all the more easier to see the forest from the tree. Have no fret, people, have no worries. At the end of the day, there's still one who's in charge, and these things must come to pass to prove who's in charge. But everything happening in this world is down to us, no one else. Make your voices heard, make your prayers count, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to your comments below. Ciao for now.